Thank you to our viewers for tuning in. My name is Max Kamaunju, and thank you for joining the Energy Dialogue podcast at the Mercury Hotel. As we all know, we are the third edition of the Oil and Gas Conference right here, and we are happy to have a very special guest in our midst, Mr. Jason Kasuto. He is the chairperson of the Economic Association of Namibia. Thank you, Mr. Jason, for joining us. So they say the Namibian Oil and Gas Conference is not just another event, but it's a catalyst in shaping and actually shaping the Namibian oil and gas industry. For that reason, we're going to have Jason unpack some of these topics that Namibians are passionate about. Mr. Jason, just to come to you, I was listening to your interview. It was quite catchy. And I think there was a time where you were speaking about the bamboo analogy. And the bamboo analogy, from the little research that I've done, can also, there's an association with iceberg energy, where everything happens subsurface, and then it takes time for the results to emerge. So I think the critical thing there is patience, persistence, and consistency. So perhaps to our viewers who were not privy to your very good presentation, we would highly appreciate if you can just dissect and unpack your part of those thoughts that I shared with you.
Okay. No, thank you. Thank you for having me. Really what I did today was talk around, as part of the welcoming to the Namibia Oil and Gas Conference 2025. I had to look at what I am also naturally inclined to is nature's metaphors. So the bamboo story strikes me as one that has been with me for many years.
Yes.
Where we speak about, and maybe most of the viewers know, but those who don't know, that the seed takes about 4 years before it springs out or you see any activity on the surface. What happens in those 4 years is it's growing very complex and deep roots. It's preparation in order for it to be able to create an environment where it can rapidly grow to over 27 meters in a space of
90
within
feet.
8 weeks or 90 feet.
Yes.
So that is in year 5.
Yeah.
So that, I said, speaks to Namibia when we're speaking about Namibia as a democratic dispensation and a new, fairly young democracy, and as well as our new industries such as the oil and gas industry. People say that we have been explored, not even people, the fact is that the exploration has taken place since the 70s.
Yes.
The discoveries have happened over the past few years that seem to be commercially viable. The discussions have been taking place. The Oil and Gas Conference forms part of a key component in deepening the roots that allow us to be very well and better prepared to leapfrog, hopefully in a very near future. And that gives us the analogy of the bamboo tree. Absolutely. That we will leapfrog once we get there very soon.
Oh, thank you very much. You've also described the Oil and Gas Conference as a platform for national conversation. In your view, perhaps what are the takeaways for this year's Oil and Gas Conference? I know we are still not fully done, but so far in terms of attendance and the delegates that came in, I'm sure you also were highlighting us on the numbers, the 400 international delegates that came in, I think in excess of 1,000 locals that are registered as well, me and my team included.
Welcome.
So what are the takeaways so far, and what is your general feeling on attendance this year around?
No, we're really happy with the turnout. From last year's event, which was also very good turnout, about 880 registered delegates last year. This year, that number has shot up. Yesterday's count was about 1,160. It's probably 1,200 right now. The number of exhibitors from 30 odd last year to 73 exhibitors this year. And those are cut across small businesses, medium businesses, large corporates, from Namibia and from continental or Pan-African approach is always there, and international exhibitors.
Yes.
We've come and we have set out a marquee tent just to be able to accommodate the size of that. So that has been a big jump. And of course the support from our sponsors, from major international oil companies such as Total, Galp,
Yes.
Azul Energy.
Yeah.
I'm not naming all of them extensively, but
Yeah.
from the continent,
Yeah.
from Southern Africa, Angola, from West Africa, we've had a good array of sponsorship and support, and I think primarily it's because of the conversations that take place, the impact that the conference has about allowing broader access to Namibians, making it accessible. Having industry leaders, both local and international, come to impart knowledge. Preceding the event being the masterclass that took place yesterday before the official opening today, which really was aiming to connect the, if I can put it this way, the large entities or the customer, if I can put it in simpler terms, to potential suppliers. What is it that they need to know? How do they get connected, and how are they able to comply with the various requirements? Today was robust discussions. We had to break the sessions to run parallel strategic session and technical session, with the technical being more technical aspects, strategy speaking more to what the average man wants to know, or even strategic policy thinking. So a lot of lessons from our counterparts from other jurisdictions and locally around issues of local content, around issues of mapping a good way forward in terms of the industry, around lessons to avoid and lessons to emulate. So that really, and I would encourage people to go online, watch the whether it's on the YouTube channel or the proceedings, but there's lots of lessons gauged from today.
Just to put you on the spot, I know there have been some few discussions that were really, should I say, mind-provoking or thought-provoking, that were intriguing, interesting to listen to. There was the Nigerian presentation. I know Halliburton also had a presentation, and so many others. Is there a specific discussion, a specific moment or announcement that actually had an impact on you this far?
It would be, I do not want to be biased.
With you.
Yes, I don't want to be biased because everyone really up to now was very impactful. The signing of the MOU between Namibia's Petrol Fund and First Rand RNB, where the MOU was not just a mere MOU, but was backed by transfer that has already taken place of funding from RNB to Petrol Fund to say that please upskill our Namibians, especially our young Namibians, in the sectors, in the capacities that are required for the industry. That was a big signal and a big announcement, and that MOU was very, very, very important. Obviously, also enjoyed the guidance from our Nigerian counterparts.
Yes, especially regarding local
content.
Yes.
And how that has come to, I stand to be corrected, but estimated about 52% now, starting at about 26 or something like that in 2018.
Yes.
And what I had said then on that panel was that we don't need to, we have the advantage of coming in later and being able to learn from others and creating the necessary partnerships so that it doesn't take us 40 years. So that it can leapfrog that much faster. So that is really, and just gauging the industry knowledge. I think that for the people who have been in attendance, the delegates, has really been powerful. And of course, on the sidelines, there's continuous. The event has got an app. And people are making use of the matchmaking that the app provides, and on the sidelines of the conference are really engaging and potentially wanting to do deals and partnerships.
Absolutely. Yes. So today's theme was, as the viewers can see, from exploration to action. So there should be key deliverables, including the pillars as well. And those key deliverables should be smart, I would suppose. It should be specific, measurable, attainable, relevant, and then time-bound. What would you say going forward, especially in the context of local content and perhaps local participation and so forth? What would you say, what are those deliverables that will take us to the next step? We all understand that we are in the genesis of the oil and gas. We're still emerging, exploration. Hopefully later on this year, when the FID is made, we'll know where we stand, or probably Q1 next year. But what are those deliverables that Namibians can take away today to say, this is the action plan that we need to engage in terms of taking us to the next step?
It's very important for us to lean on the fact that, there's some work that has already been done. There's an industry baseline. But I think that what was important, that was also mentioned by Mr. McLeod today, and I agree, was that having a gap analysis undertaken.
Yeah.
Understanding our baseline across from educational certification point of view, as well as from an entrepreneurship point of view.
Yeah.
Where is it that we lack, where and what is our baseline? And then having smart targets also.
Yes.
That we are able to achieve what level of in-country value are we able to attain?
What can we outsource?
Across, across the different pillars from an equity point of view, but also especially in the service provision.
Yeah.
And also from a skills point of view.
Yes.
And how much of that value is actually being retained locally.
Yeah.
So that really sets out then the target or the bigger picture for Namibia to understand what is the next 10 years, what do we want to achieve over the next 10 years.
Yes.
From a capacity, equity, value creation point of view, and can we then apply that into our policy framework so that we understand that even if we are to implement legislative or regulatory instruments, whatever, it comes from a very well-grounded and very well-targeted policy.
Yes.
So I think those are some of the key objectives, because the real objectives and the real smart objectives will come from that type of data. Yes,
absolutely. So in hindsight also, we have also discussed with other panelists, and also it was also highlighted by the other panelists during the conference. They spoke about the Dutch disease. That's the country avoiding the suffocation of other sectors like agro-processing, agriculture. We know it's one of the biggest equalizers in terms of job creation. We have service industry, manufacturing, and so on and so forth. What do you think, in your opinion, should we do as Namibians not to fall trap to the Dutch disease? I know also perhaps with the influx of money, there can be a rise in the valuation of the currency and so on. I've read that exports can be minimized when that happens, and we will have to import more. But as you quite correctly put it at the beginning, that perhaps it's an advantage for us also that we late starters in the oil and gas. We have people that we can learn from, key lessons. But just in general, what do you think should we do as a country not to fall victim to those circumstances? Yeah.
Namibia should not lose sight of being relentless about industrialization. Let's focus on industrialization.
Yeah.
So whatever industry contributes towards industrialization, government should intentionally support. Private sector should intentionally support. Agriculture must be agriculture, because it's also going to go to the level of mechanization, industrialization, value addition. All of these industries, including oil and gas, should have industrialization as its backbone.
Yeah.
We should have a base in which there are what we call forward and backward linkages, where our supply chains, our value chains, our people are pumping into it.
Yeah.
There is infrastructure being built, and that infrastructure is being built also in partnership with Namibians.
Absolutely.
there are suppliers being capacitated to sustain that infrastructure and the provision of services to those that are doing business here. And therefore, if we have a cheetah or a laser focus on industrialization, we then would be able to avoid the imbalance that some of an over-reliance on one industry can create.
Yes.
But we must also understand that the one industry can actually allow, whether it's oil and gas, whether it's green hydrogen, allow other industries to be able to create more opportunities. So really, let us move towards industrialization as our focus.
So as the chairperson also, I know you carry many hats. I've read your resume, is quite impressive. But from the Economic Association of Namibia, I know the question is always, we've also discussed it with marketing, communication and PR of NAMCO. There's always this silent expectation from Namibians that we found oil, tomorrow we'll start producing. And, how do you manage that expectation? Because as we said now, currently we still have a long way to go. We're exploring, there's a development stage, there's production, and hopefully towards the end, decommissioning as well. But what do you have to say to Namibians, perhaps the viewers that are listening, in terms of expectation, what they should expect, maybe, let's say, mid, long term?
I think that Namibians who are interested in being able to understand should really pay a close eye at what the major IOCs are also announcing. I know that Total's MD Global was here, has met the highest level of government. Therefore, we need to be able to look at that and say, what does that mean? They have made some announcements around FID. We are totally far from being able to provide those estimations. I think it's really discussions that are probably being held between government and as we are as EAN with civil society group. What we're trying to do is ask the question you are asking by bringing public and private sector together to be able to answer some of those questions. And I think that the past few days, or not the past few days, I'm sorry, it's just, this is the second day, but day 3, day 4, all these days aim to answer that very question. And asking the people who have the answers to that question.
Okay. But obviously it's a good move that the Office of the Presidency have absorbed the upstream unit, which used to be with Mines and Energy, which is led now by our brother, the Deputy Director. We had him this morning as well. Do you think that's a positive move in terms of investors' confidence that the Office of the Oil and Gas unit is under the Office of the Presidency? And secondly, also, we all know that the Welwitschia Sovereign Fund, I'm speaking under correction, but it's under the Bank of Namibia currently now. This is where, if you take classical examples like Norway, for instance, they've invested in a diverse portfolio of real estate, of asset income investments for the future generations to come. Do you think those moves that the executive is doing instills confidence in investors?
I think it should. In my welcoming, I spoke about building a foundation, and we're building a strong one. I think I also said that it may be, that investors, depending on the area of focus, would feel that Namibia is dragging its feet on some issues like infrastructure, policy, and so forth, and certainty and negotiations, incentives, etc. But maybe it's a blessing in disguise for preparation, as I speak about the bamboo tree. But the move signals the level of priority the sector is receiving. It being under the Office of the President signals the seriousness and the level at which the industry is being taken at the highest level of government. So it can only and should only be positive. And we just hope that there will be we trust that there will be a return on that seriousness for the people of the country.
Yes.
Yeah.
And perhaps maybe just a follow-up question in terms of skills, knowledge. Obviously, one good thing that I've seen personally when I was just browsing the net, I know vocational institutions, the Polytechs, the UNEMs are also coming to the forefront in terms of courses that Namibians can pursue in terms of upskilling themselves, because we know that's also a major area. We've spoken about infrastructure so that we can also meet hopefully the production phase halfway. Those are things that investors are, but especially for skills in terms of the youth and the viewers that are listening out there. What would you say your association is doing just to meet them halfway, and where can they possibly go? I know Petrofan is also busy with great initiatives in terms of giving out scholarships for people that want to pursue career in oil and gas. What would you think overall should the ordinary Namibian out there do, perhaps to not be left behind?
Yeah. So what is our organization doing, and what should the ordinary Namibian do?
Absolutely.
So what our organization is doing is we're creating platforms for capacity building. So we've started, and that's why we said this year and last year, where we preceded the opening with master classes across key areas, but in bite size. So you bring industry leaders, international industry leaders, continental, local, who are able to impart bite-sized knowledge that is, the 80-20 rule. Sometimes you absorb 20%, that gives you 80% return.
Yes.
That is the sort of impact that we want. One day, master classes come in, get the knowledge that will encourage you or spur you to the next level. We've been having discussions on the sidelines of this conference about bringing the master classes into a more, if I can put it, a bit of a item that is a capacity building item that is almost a standalone but complementary to the conference. Where we're looking at partnerships around that, because there are certain certifications that can be done that are needed. If you look at the baseline survey, there are skills gaps that are there, that qualifications are not offered in Namibia. But it's good that we are, as a EAN, creating the platform for this discussion, so that the institutions that we have got, vocational, higher learning and so on, will also respond to the call. We've also issued out, except for the media, free tags, tickets to the event, and that primarily just focus on students. So over 100, I think. We're close to that number of students. As part of the capacity building, skills transfer, or just exposure, because exposure is very important initiatives. The second part of your question, just remind me again, spoke about the... We spoke about the organization. We spoke about the...
and how the locals out there can also, just jump on the bus and not be left behind in terms of the skills gap and upskilling themselves. Because I think entrepreneurship and youth participation were themes that were recurring during the speakers that came in. That's hence the reason why.
Absolutely. Absolutely. It's really looking at what your purpose is and what your drive is, and I know that's a difficult thing to put forward to young people. Sometimes you don't even find purpose until you are 40. So really, what's the direction? What's the area of study you'd like? Because remember, the industry has got this industry has got direct jobs that are not that big, but it's got even bigger indirect jobs. So you are able to look at, even if I am doing something particular that's not related to oil and gas, you are doing, you're in the media space, there's space for that. So there's all of these indirect opportunities that you can look at, even with what you are doing. How am I, as a young person, going to be in the services space, within, whether it's catering, within whatever it is. And then the world has changed such that there's so much online content, as long as you verify that it's credible.
Yes.
So that you can follow and look at credible sources that speak about the industry. So that you can then understand what it is that I need to be able to be exposed to.
Yeah.
Grab opportunities where I've spoken that people say there are too many conferences. There are not enough conferences.
Yeah,
We've got an unemployed population of over 600,000.
Yes.
So
I think in the conference you said it supplements.
Supplements.
Yes, that's what you
So
said.
the conversations are not enough.
Yeah.
The conferences are not enough.
Yeah.
Our unemployment rate is what it is.
It was really easy.
You know, the structure of the economy is still dependent on certain industries. So let's do everything to broaden the structure of our tax base, of our economy, of our job creation multipliers, and so forth. So we're very complementary. Young people must just expose themselves more and learn.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And this is one of the reasons why we're here. So, Mr. Jason, we're just wrapping up now. I will post my final question. It's twofold. So the last question that we're concluding with is, looking ahead, your vision for the Oil and Gas Conference and how your organization will continue to shape that vision in years to come. And then just to conclude, maybe just any other additions that I might have left out that you want to add, and then we conclude, sorry.
Sure.
Yeah.
My vision is a collective vision. We have a board at the EAN.
Yeah.
A very supportive board. I'm working with leaders that are visionary as well. And our vision for the Oil and Gas Conference is really that it becomes a platform and a catalyst for impact in the industry, right? And that going forward, as an annual calendar event for Namibia, it becomes a calendar event for the region, for Southern Africa. It becomes a event where partnerships are created that have an impact on the industry. And where there's a focus on Namibia as the frontier, and not the next frontier, but you want to get to being that one of the energy frontiers.
Yes.
So and we'll get there. And that vision, and you want to be able to, in a few years' time, find that student that takes the stage and says, it was because I attended the event that I was able to connect to A, B, C, that led me to achieving my dreams. And you find that entrepreneur who also says the same thing. And then you find that medium size that becomes a large size and says, you played a role also in doing this by creating the platform. For us, that will be vision met and what we aspire for.
Absolutely. I think we are out of range. There's so much that we can unpack, but for the purpose of this discussion, we all know the oil and gas is still in the early days. There's still a way to traverse. But I believe platforms like this unlock collaboration and opportunity, and then also just to enlighten the people that could or are unable to make it. So we thank you once again for gracing us with your presence. We're looking forward to our next engagement. And to our viewers out there, thank you for tuning in, and we'll come up with more episodes with other guests and panelists that can unpack the transformation of the Namibia energy sector. Thank you very much.